What's up guys, I'm Raspreet Gill and this thing is the PlayStation 5, the future of gaming, the next generation, the most hottest piece of cake right now in the market. It's right here. I had a friend pick this one up for me from Japan and I somehow managed to not get scalped by the exorbitant rates it's being sold at in India right now. It's not yet launched out here and I couldn't resist getting my hands on it. So without further ado, let's quickly get into the unboxing and figure out what a tremendous feeling it is, man, to get your hands on a new console this early. This being the Japanese version, it's a CFI 1000A, and yeah, the box, man, the box is really big because the console that's in here is the biggest console that Sony has ever launched in history. Get this seal removed. Yep. And this is it, the real feeling of unboxing. This machine is right here. Okay, that's a power cable. It's 100 volt due to the Japanese thing. That's how it looks like. You got some instruction manuals out here, the basic stuff, and in here, oh man, the DualSense controller. Take a look at this. Just take a look at this thing. It's heavy, it's bigger, and it's got a sweet grip along it.
Talking of detail, the triangle, square, circle and X buttons are engraved on the grips of the controller.
It's really chiseled from the side as well down here. If you take a good look, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Also has an inbuilt microphone and triggers that have got great grips on them so they won't peel off. You get these dynamic vibrations to the controller and a USB Type-C port at the back, and oh, how could I forget, adaptive triggers that adjust to games.
They've really put in a hell lot of work and not just bothered about the console, they've done a lot for the controller too. And so with the DualSense out of the way, there's one last bit that's left before we get to the main star, and that's this right here. It's a stand that's going to either keep your console horizontally or vertically if you wish to keep it standing. That's our stand. And oh yeah, they've even given us an HDMI 2.1 cable if you wish to use that for 8K gaming, but of course you'll need a screen that supports 8K then.
There's also a USB Type-C cable to charge the controller.
Now get this last bit out of the way before we open in for the moment, ladies and gents. The moment that you've all been waiting for. Right out here. This typical packaging has been the same for all PlayStations all over these years. I'm dragging it out so slowly. And that's that. All right. Keeping it all out of the way. This is it. The moment is right here. Just take a look at this thing. Man, this thing is huge. Man, it's massive. This is the PlayStation 5, ladies and gents. Just take a look at this. What a machine. Looks like something that's come out of an alien spaceship, but it's thrilling. And when you talk about next gen, this design thoroughly fits that bill.
To fit the stand, there's a tiny screw head cover that you take off. You rotate it in position to make it vertically accessible. There's also a screw that's hidden right underneath it that's going to help you lock it into the PS's base. Turn that around, screw it in, and you're done. The specs: 16 GB of GDDR6 RAM, 825 GB of usable SSD storage, an AMD RDNA 2 GPU, HDR, 4K at 120 frames and 8K. Starting with the optical drive bulge on the side, the power and disk eject buttons on the center, a USB Type-C and a super speed USB 3.0. The rear vents form this splendid cascading effect with the power input at the bottom, an HDMI port, an Ethernet port and a couple of USB 3.0 super speed ports. Furthermore, the attention to detail is at an incredible level on the console, with the triangle, square, circle and X buttons of the controller making their way engraved on it. Let's fire it up and get that next gen opening experience. Now there's barely any next-gen titles launched for the PS5, but the real joy at this moment is in enjoying the outgoing PS4's top titles at virtually no load times with the PS5's blistering speed.
PlayStation has been in my veins since I was a kid, and there's no way I'm letting this console out of my system just yet. Not only is it a joy to play with its power-packed internals, but it's also the most flamboyant thing to look at whenever someone steps into your living room. And I sincerely hope the PS hits the Indian shores sooner than later. I know it's been a really anxious wait and a long delay, but I'm sure the end is near to that. Anyhow, if you do like the video, do drop a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, then do so you'll know whenever I post the next one.